Hello, 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 and welcome back to Giselle Eats. Now listen to me, baby. Listen to me. This dish right here is the most important dish on the Thanksgiving table. That southern cornbread dressing has to be perfect. It has to have an abundance of meat. It needs to be moistened from within, and it has to be great. It has to be great. And this is the perfect recipe. Now, I do not know how to make a little bit of this or a small pan of this. I only know how to feed Noah's Ark. When it comes to this recipe right here, you can feed the whole ark. The whole ark with this recipe. This will be going into my 22-inch cast iron skillet in my cast iron casserole dish that y'all see me fry fish in. That's it right there. So this will feed a lot of people. Now I'm going to use a whole white onion. I'm also going to use a whole bell pepper. I am going to use the whole stalk of celery with the leaves. Now, save your celery ends because we're going to use those to make our stock. Now, this recipe can be very intimidating because it's kind of stressful. It takes a long time for this recipe. This is not a recipe that you really can rush. This is not a recipe that you can finesse. I will say try your best to make it from scratch, meaning this is not the time for you to pull out your Jiffy cornbread because that don't work. They just don't work for this recipe. Now, it might work if you are used to if you have an artificial palate. You know, some of the girls and family have an artificial palate, and they can withstand a little Jiffy in their cornbread dressing. But don't put that cornbread dressing. Don't put that Jiffy in this cornbread dressing. You read the back of your cornmeal and follow that recipe, not the Jiffy cornbread recipe. Okay? Things that you can add if you like, or you like how those flavors marry together. Carrots. Diced carrots will work for this recipe. Diced up fennel will work great for this recipe. I don't add garlic, but if you like garlic in your dressing, go for it. But there is no garlic in this recipe. Now, in the all-purpose seasoning that I'll be using, there's some garlic in that, but that's almost slim to none when it comes to garlic. Now, what we have here is 2 chicken backs, 2 smoked chicken legs, 2 smoked chicken wings. We have 5 to 6 ham hocks. We're going to add in some chicken gizzards. We also have the chicken hearts. We have turkey gizzards and turkey hearts. That's all going into this stew. I am going to add some fresh sage, some fresh thyme, and rosemary. And you know those end stalks of the celery that we cut up? We're going to add those in. Make sure all this stuff has been cleaned before you add it to your pot. Everything has been cleaned thoroughly. We're going to go in with a heaping tablespoon of poultry seasoning. And I like a lot of poultry seasoning. If you don't really care too much for poultry seasoning, you don't have to use this much, but I really like it. We're going to use some black pepper. And you know, I'm a fan of black pepper. I really do think that helps bring in a little heat, but also keeping it robust and earthy. Here is our all-purpose seasoning, and this is probably going the little hint of garlic that you might get, but there is no garlic cloves or diced garlic in this dish. We're going to add in a heaping tablespoon of onion powder. And I'm probably just going to finish this bottle off because it's just a little bit. And we're going to add in some sage. Now with your sage, you have to be careful because you don't want your dressing looking too green. But the sage is a must. We have a sage leaf in this pot, and we're going to add a little bit of ground sage. Celery salt is a must for this recipe. You have to have your celery salt in here. We also have some dry thyme. I do feel like you have to have that. Now we're adding in enough salt because only thing we're going to do here is add water, and you're going to keep adding water until your meat is tender. And also you're going to have to reduce it down as well with some water to make sure it's not too salty. But this is your broth. So we're going to add in some chicken bouillon here as well. This is your base. You do not need no store-bought broth. This is it right here. I'm going to add in some grease, and that was grease from some chicken that I fried the night before. I'm going to use that grease from that chicken. We're going to add water until we're cover it. Add water until it's covered, and then we're going to get it on the stove. This is probably going to cook for about 2 hours. We need this meat good and tender before we pull it off the bone. Now let's make this cornbread. Once again, follow the directions on the back of this package or whatever cornmeal you use. And don't you use that Jiffy now. And we're going to just go ahead and settle this right now for my northern friends. That stovetop stuffing is an abomination. And I condemn you, your mother, and that stovetop stuffing to the pits of hell where it belongs. Don't y'all come to these people's houses looking for stovetop or making stovetop. Do things the right way, the southern way, with southern cornbread dressing. Now, once this is mixed thoroughly, you can just pop this into the oven regular. But for the advanced cooks, if you want a different type of flavor and texture, I would say heat up 2 heaping tablespoons of Crisco on the oil, or I'm using the fried chicken grease, and heat that up until it can fry, and pour your cornbread mixture into that hot grease and fry it. Once it's cooked all the way through, you want to let it cool, and we're going to crumble this. So fry it. You're going to bake it off just a little bit because this pan is extremely hot. We're going to cool it off. We're going to flip it into a plate. We're going to crumble it, and this is going to be part of the filling for our cornbread dressing. Now we will add a filler in, and because I do like the herbal partridge farm in the blue bag, we will We will add that, but let's check on our stock. Look how beautiful that stock is. It's not quite ready yet, but it is absolutely gorgeous. This is the time that you will need to sip and taste this. Take a good sip of this. See where your salt levels are. See if you need to add any type of seasoning that you want. This is delicious. This is absolutely delicious. Make sure that your meat is good and tender so it can be easy for you to cut up. So we're going to saute our onions, celery, and bell pepper. You can season this, but season it lightly. You don't want your things too salty. I will use a little Lawry's and some black pepper, but we're going to soften these really well. I just dropped a little bit of that chicken grease into this pan so we can saute these down before we add it into our crumbled cornbread. What I have here is some Italian parsley. You know, I always tell you guys to always add in your fresh elements. This just adds another layer of flavor and brightness to this dish, and I think it's a must. If you don't have the Italian parsley, it's definitely okay, but I do like to use it when I have it on hand. Now, once your meat is cooled, you want to chop the meat up very, very well. Make sure you go through it and get all of the fine bones out of it, from the turkey wings, the bones from the hog, the ham hocks, the chicken back, those fine bones in the chicken back, that spine part. You want to make sure you get all of those fine pieces. The turkey necks, that whole spinal part, you want to make sure you get all of that out. Chop up your meat very finely. Now you will find a couple of bones here and there in your dressing. It's not on purpose, but just try your best to get all of those bones out. Now what we have here is already our cornbread crumbled that we fried, and I added in the celery, the onions, and the bell peppers that we had sauteed and softened. Now we're going to start to add in some of our pepper-rich form filler. It's just extra breadcrumbs that I like. I like the texture that it gives and the appearance of like that real earthy like texture that it gives to the dish, as well as the just making it a little bit larger or expanding it. So this is a must. They do have this in a cornbread flavor. I have used it before. I don't really like it. So I would say get the herbal stuffing from Pepperidge Farm. Now we're going to begin to add our meat in. You want to get everything mixed up really, really thoroughly before we add the liquid in. As you see, I'm going to outgrow this pan. This is 22 inches. I know it doesn't look like that on the screen, but this is a really big cast iron skillet. It's about 22 inches wide and probably about 3.5, 4 inches deep. So we're going to outgrow this, and I'm going to have to get the casserole dish that I showed you at the beginning, towards the beginning of the clip. But before you add your liquid in, try to get everything combined and mixed in really well. And we're just gonna half this recipe with this casserole dish. Now I'm just going to divide the rest of these crumbs up between these two dishes. I do feel like they need it with all the meat and the regular cornbread that we have. We're going to get it mixed up really good. Make sure you mix it up really good before we add our homemade stock to this. Now, if you run out of stock, because it will reduce down a whole lot, if you run out of stock, don't worry. We have seasoned this to the T. The only thing you will have to do is add water. Once you add that water, make sure it's moistened to your liking, and then add your eggs. Before you add your eggs in, if you need any more seasoning, which if you're following this recipe in the way that I season, you won't need no more seasoning. Add your eggs. I added 6 eggs. You're not going to need 6 eggs if you're trying to go smaller. I needed 6 eggs since there's so much. Now look at this. Now look at this. Once that baby come out that oven and you have browned the top of that beautiful dressing. Now of course I did cover this with the foil and set this in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, cooking it covered. I uncovered it, browned it on the top for about 5 minutes, and here we are. Beautiful southern cornbread dressing made at home. Beautiful, scrumptious, savory, moistened. This is my favorite dish, y'all. This is my favorite, and I have one more to share with you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.